And finally, tonight, in the future of things, I don't know about you, but I spent the weekend catching up on our favorite interstellar visitor, the comet aka (3) I Atlas. Now, it's getting a little weirder. Last week, we told you that 3I Atlas is getting a lot brighter and bluer as it gets closer to the Sun. Now, a new report from NASA suggests that 3I Atlas may be speeding up a bit in what's called gravitational acceleration. But what does that mean? Basically, it means that it was pushed by something other than gravity. Maybe it was ejected by the burning of chemicals as it got close to the Sun, which happens sometimes. This is natural for comets. They often burn some of those chemicals, and that's what you see in the big cloud afterwards. And we should see a very big cloud around it when we get a clear image soon, but we haven't seen it yet. Meanwhile, the news is swirling with headlines that jump to the conclusion: alien ships use engines. I mean, we're not there yet. But before we jump to any conclusions, let's look at the origins of all things interstellar travel. Harvard University Professor Avi Loeb is back to help us sort through some of these issues. In the latest scientific exchange, researchers revealed remarkable data from the ALMA Observatory, an advanced millimeter-wave sensor system that specializes in tracking objects moving in deep space. This device detected an interstellar comet. 3I Atlas has an orbital deviation of up to 4 arcseconds of right ascension as it approaches perihelion, the closest point to the Sun. This small, but statistically significant deviation suggests that there may be anti-gravity thrust, something that is not easily explained by normal natural mechanisms. Based on data from the Jet Propulsion Laboratory JPL, scientists calculated that the recorded acceleration corresponding to about 1/6 of the mass of 3I Atlas was evaporated, creating a jet force that pushes the object in the opposite direction, in perfect compliance with the law of conservation of momentum. This means that if 3I Atlas is indeed a natural comet, it should be surrounded by a giant gas cloud containing up to 5 billion tons of matter, with a glowing tail that stretches for millions of kilometers. New observations from the James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, recently provided further data suggesting that 3I Atlas has the CO2H2O ratio is 8 times higher than that of a typical comet, which suggests it may have formed in a very cold region of the universe. Some scientists have also discovered signs of strange metal alloys in the spectrum, which has never appeared in a natural object, suggesting that 3I Atlas may possess artificial or rare material ingredients in nature. Astronomers predict that in just a week or two, when 3I Atlas leaves the vicinity of the Sun, the truth will begin to emerge. If the gas cloud and bright tail appear, the natural comet hypothesis will be strengthened. But if there are no signs, the big question will be, what drove the 3I Atlas? Is there an unknown physical mechanism, or is this evidence of extraterrestrial technology, a hypothesis that has caused controversy among scientists when observing interstellar objects before? Recent data lends credence to this hypothesis, as in the case of Object 2020, SO discovered in 2020, which is an old NASA rocket stage. Move by yourself sunlight reflection force, due to its hollow, thin, and highly reflective structure. The same mechanism is called light sails, a solar radiation propulsion technology that humanity is experimenting with. Therefore, many scientists, including Professor Avi Loeb, questioned whether the 3I Atlas could be an ancient man-made object, even an extraterrestrial probe, use the same principle to travel interstellar. What makes experts particularly interested is that if 20% of the object's mass is evaporated by sunlight, The chemical composition of the remains could reveal its true nature, natural or artificial. History has recorded Oumuamua with an extraordinary orbit, but without leaving a cometary tail, leading many to question the intelligent origin behind it. And now, with 3i Atlas, the story seems to be repeating itself. Except, this time, the physical facts are clearer, but the solution still lies somewhere between science and cosmic mystery. Scientists continue to uncover surprising facts when recalling the case of Oumuamua, an interstellar object that once shocked the world. A bold hypothesis was put forward. Maybe it is the sunlight, reflecting and bouncing off Oumuamua's surface that creates the thrust, causing it to accelerate abnormally without any outflow of gas or dust, a phenomenon that cannot be explained by conventional comet physics. 3 years later, a telescope in Hawaii, the same instrument that discovered Oumuamua, recorded another object, numbered 2020 SO, appeared in September 2020. After careful analysis, NASA confirms this is not a natural object, which eyes an old rocket stage from 1966 remnants of the US space program. Using infrared spectroscopy, scientists determined the surface composition of stainless steel, asserting its artificial origin. This object moves thanks to sunlight reflection force, because its hollow structure makes the jet significantly more powerful. The mechanism is similar to a light sails in modern spacecraft concepts. From this discovery, many researchers began to question the true nature of Oumuamua. Could it also be an artificial object drifting from another civilization using a similar propulsion mechanism? Current measurements show that there is still a small amount of gas surrounding the 3i Atlas, even though it is very far from the Sun. And if in the near future the amount of gas does not increase despite the increase in brightness, then the possibility of natural propulsion no longer seems convincing. This opens up a bold possibility: an artificial object that can possess a mechanism of movement that does not produce escaping gases, as a probe or device built by extraterrestrial intelligence. Although this scenario is still in the hypothetical realm, it is causing excitement in the astronomical community. As more data is collected, the line between science and conspiracy theory seems to be blurring. A block of stainless steel, a hollow object, moving through space using sunlight itself, a story that sounds like science fiction, but is being written with real data right before our eyes. What is most frustrating to scientists today is no longer the bold hypotheses surrounding interstellar comets. 3i Atlas, which is a lack of transparency of image information, which could help confirm or disprove a host of hotly debated questions. The question is, when will the public see the photos NASA holds? According to scientific sources, HiRISE camera on the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter captured image of 3i Atlas as it passed closest to Mars on days October 2 and 3, more than a month ago. These data are said to be of extremely high resolution, enough to analyze the shape, light reflectivity, and even surface structure, factors that could help determine whether this is a natural comet or a man-made object. However, until now, those images have not yet been released. Sources from the research team said they have contacted the scientist in charge of the HiRISE camera, but received no response. In an effort to speed up the process, Congresswoman Ana Paulina Luna, satisfied, sent a formal letter to NASA Acting Administrator Sean Duffy on October 31, asking the agency to share data with researchers. However, NASA remained silent ironically. Mr. Duffy was quick to respond to a tweet from Kim Kardashian asked about what is going on with Atlas 3i, while letters from Congress and requests from real scientists are still open. Experts say that the delay in releasing the data may be related to the impact of the recent US government shutdown, causing many scientific projects to stall. However, what is more worrying is concealing scientific information amid unusual signs from interstellar space. The publication of the data not only helps to validate the nature of the 3-eye atlas, but also orientation for upcoming observation campaigns from Earth, where ground-based telescopes are preparing to record the object as it becomes brighter. However, many experts say that delay in release of image data from HiRISE is not simply due to the temporary government shutdown. Sources say that some images may reveal unusual shapes of objects, and NASA is keeping it secret for internal verification. It is worth mentioning that, at the same time, independent astronomers have discovered 3-eye atlas emitting a faint blue light, a sign that could be due to reflection from an unidentified metal or compound. This coincidence raises the question: is NASA hiding evidence that this is no longer a natural comet? If the HiRISE imaging data does indeed show an unusual reflection structure like Oumuamua did, the story could take a whole new direction. Is there something NASA isn't ready to let the world know? While the public waits, the atmosphere in the research community is increasingly tense, because every day that data is delayed is another day that science gives way to doubt and conspiracy theories. Over the next few weeks, ground-based observatories around the world, from Mauna Kea, Hawaii to La Silla, Chile, will monitor the spectral and brightness changes of the 3-2 atlas when it exits the solar eclipse. If it is a natural comet, a giant bright tail will definitely appear. But if you only see strong reflected light without gas or dust, the more credible the artificial scenario becomes. Currently, the entire scientific community is waiting for official images from HiRISE and JWS data that could decide the fate of the artificial interstellar object hypothesis. Whatever the outcome, 3-eye atlas has made humanity revisit the most ancient question: are we really alone in the universe? And if not, are they looking back at us in the same light we see today? Ground-based observatories on Earth are planning to monitor 3-eye atlas when it reappears from its solar eclipse. If the object is a natural comet, we should see distinct bright tail, diffuse gas cloud, and steady increase in brightness. But if brightness changes erratically, strong reflection without gas or dust, which would strengthen the hypothesis about man-made objects. In addition, scientists also pay attention to the phenomenon blue light that the 3-eye atlas has been emitting in recent times. An unusual color, possibly due to optical reactions on a metallic surface or a foreign compound. If authentic, this would be direct evidence that the surface of the 3-eye atlas not ordinary ice or dust. While NASA remains silent, the independent scientific community believes that HiRISE data hiding is a sign that sensitive information may be present. Some have even theorized that NASA is private research to verify the origin of the object before making it public, to avoid causing public panic if it is discovered. Signs of extraterrestrial technology. Astronomers warn that delaying data release not only slows scientific progress, but also creating space for conspiracy theories to spread. If what HiRISE records is truly unusual, such as a surface with an artificial reflection angle or a symmetrical shape, then 3 atlas could become the second Oumuamua, even more controversial. All eyes are now on 3-eye atlas. It could be just a strange interstellar comet with a peculiar structure, or the first evidence of artificial technology from the distant universe. The truth will only be revealed when images from HiRISE and JWST are officially released in the near future. Until then, with each passing day, the story of three Atlas becomes more fascinating, not only because of the scientific mystery, but also because humanity's eternal obsession. Are we really alone in the universe? When the last light from 3I Atlas reflects through the lenses of humanity's most powerful telescopes, we won't just be looking at a block of ice, lost in the vastness of space. We'll probably be looking at an ancient message, drifting through time and space. Whether it is the remnants of a free comet or fragments of an alien structure, having lain dormant for millions of years, 3I Atlas is forcing us to rewrite our understanding of the universe. On the border between science and myth, between data and trust, the story of 3I Atlas is gradually becoming a symbol of the era when people are beginning to realize what we call mysteries may just be the truth that humanity does not have the courage to face. And when the hidden images are finally released, the world may have to wonder, have we just discovered a comet or the first greeting from another intelligence in the universe? If you want to follow this story as it unfolds, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications for this channel. I'll be making follow-up videos as new data becomes available, especially after perihelion, when we'll get a better look at the state of 3I Atlas after its close encounter with the Sun. Leave a comment below and let me know, what do you think we'll learn about this interstellar visitor? Will it survive perihelion intact, or are we about to witness a fragmentation event? I've read all the comments, and am really curious what you think.